The summer showcase has come and gone, and while it answered almost all of our questions about the new adventure pack, Honeyglow Woods, it left us with more questions than answers regarding the rest of the year. In this video, we'll go over all that Honeyglow Woods has to offer, including all the new features, ingredients, critters, outfits, and decor items coming to the game. Then later we'll discuss the roadmap and talk about the future of the game beyond the Wreck-It Ralph update and the less than forthcoming information that we got in the roadmap. First off, the showcase revealed that this adventure pack is going to be much larger than perhaps most of us were expecting. This DLC comes with 4 new regions to explore that each have their own unique qualities while remaining consistent with the Honeyglow Woods as a whole. In scale, it seems comparable to Mythopia or Ever After and their 4 separate regions. The regions of the Honeyglow Woods are the Drowsy Bloom Acres, where we will likely encounter Pooh and Piglet, the Gloom Meadow, a marshland where we will find Eeyore and the game's new Pooh Sticks minigame, more on that later, Braveheart Grove, in which Courtney says we may need to face some of our fears, and lastly, the Nectar Apiary, which sounds like it will be the final zone of the woods that we gain access to, and where the source of the troubles facing the woods are coming from. In the Honeyglow Woods, honey has magical properties. It can be used to craft new items and cook new recipes. To obtain it, the DLC is introducing beekeeping. A new item called a bee box can passively create honey so long as there are flowers within its radius. This radius is similar in concept to the ancient gardener machine from A Rift in Time. If at least 6 flowers are within this radius, the bee box will be operating at its fastest speed, and it will also increase the growth rate of all flowers within the sub-biome. In the Honeyglow Woods, if my flower knowledge is correct, the new flowers will be foxglove and thistle. I took a careful look at the inventory during the gameplay section of the showcase and noticed quite a few new ingredients. When Alicia and Chloe made a new meal, the cursor revealed the names of sweet chestnut, tree resin, sweet jelly, and golden honey. Also in their inventory were some ingredients that we can surmise the names of, like tree branches and leaves. Based on the inventory and the shots of the biomes, the new spices seem to be truffles and Liberty Cap mushrooms. There also seem to be 2 new mining materials, but I'm not sure what they are based on the pictures. There seem to be some kind of honey gem and a new kind of stone. While the devs were cooking, we could also see the names of a lot of the new recipes. We didn't get to see them all, but the ones we could see were blustery day soup, foresty quiche, honey glazed plush fish, honey macarons, honey trifle, honey cake, honey crunch bar, and rabbit's garden pie. Based on these recipes, it also seems like we're getting a new kind of squash and carrot, as well as berries that might be juniper berries based on the picture and the bush we see later. There's also a 4th ingredient used for the trifle and the pie that I couldn't identify, but seems to be some kind of sweetener since it's only in the desserts. I don't think they're purple yams because of the yellow flower on top, but I could be wrong. A shot of a table full of food also shows 2 consumables that weren't shown in the recipes, but they appear to be some kind of honeyed tea and an acorn sandwich. The new critters we were promised are hedgehogs. These come in 4 varieties called Classic Hedgehog, Yellow Hedgehog, Green Hedgehog, and Orange Hedgehog. To go with them, there is a new mushroom critter home. The new minigame called Pooh Sticks is a new way to earn friendship with villagers. It appears to be a simple game of luck to see whose items will float across the finish line the fastest, but it doesn't look like the player has any control over this process other than picking their item. Some items seem to float faster than others, but they showcased the game twice, and the apple both won and lost the race, so it's unclear how much difference the item choice actually makes. In this next section, I'll go over all the new furniture, foliage, outfits, and buildings that I spotted throughout the showcase. Obviously, we don't know what these will be named in-game, so I've done my best to describe them as accurately as possible. The clearest ones were what seemed to be the friendship rewards for Pooh, Piglet, and Eeyore. Surrounding Pooh's house were a honeypot cabinet, a patchwork picnic blanket, a honeycomb rug, a blue mirror, and an assortment of different honeypots. Pooh's outfit reward is a red and yellow ensemble that we unfortunately only got to see on a feminine body type. It's unclear if it will appear the same way on a masculine body type. For Piglet's rewards, we'll be getting a floral wardrobe, a patchwork table and armchair, a wicker rug, tree stump stools and shelving, a honeypot flower vase, and green floral lamp. Piglet's outfit reward is a pink winter outfit. As for Eeyore, it's unclear if his house will actually be the twig tent or not. No other home of his was shown, so it's possible he will function similarly to the Cheshire Cat and not have a home with an actual interior. Surrounding his twig tent, there is an acorn lamppost, a white wood playset, a honeypot fountain, an overgrown bathtub, a new hammock, and a better look at Goofy's stall. Eeyore's outfit is a blue boarding school uniform. In the first shot of Drowsy Bloom Acres, we can see a table with a purple tablecloth, a honeypot flower bed that looks like it's a blueprint item similar to the ones we saw in Wish Blossom Ranch, a new rug-style path made of wood planks and yellow flowers, a rustic fence, a new pond, a hot air balloon, though I'm not sure if this will be an actual furniture item or not, a purple wicker chair, and a blanketed log. In the other assorted close-up shots, there was honeycomb stone pathing, hedges with white and yellow flowers, a gazebo, a new cooking station and crafting station, a flower box, a new bench, a new well skin, log benches, a fire pit, a honeypot lamp, the Scrooge shop and Chez Remy portals, a beekeeper house skin and beekeeper outfit, a windmill, a wider shot of the playset, a new yellow cardigan, a new dress, and a new hairstyle. A closer look at some of the faraway shots also revealed a honeypot treehouse, a purple honeypot, a brown honeypot, and a honeycomb lantern that was also shown in the playthrough. The new foliage is some of the most exciting stuff for me personally. I tend to focus on natural builds, so foliage is a key to a good build for me. We got glimpses of a curved string-light tree arch, lilac bushes, green and yellow bushes, yellow-green trees with beehives, orange trees with pennant banners, yellow aspen trees, a leafy bush, two sizes of spindly trees that I couldn't identify, a yellow mossy tree, and a yellow honeyglow tree. The DLC itself will cost $16.99 as a standalone or $49.99 in a bundle with the base game. All 3 expansions are currently on sale, so it's a good time to get into those as well. Purchasing either the standalone DLC or the bundle before July 22nd will earn you the Rainy Day Pooh Dream style. Those are all of the new things that I noticed for Honeyglow Woods, so now I'd like to talk about the underwhelming roadmap for the rest of the year's free updates, and the more exciting hint at the next paid expansion. The roadmap confirmed that Ralph from Wreck-It Ralph will be the next free update in late July, and that is where the new content reveals ended. So the rest of this video will be me picking apart all the clues we have for what might be coming next for Dreamlight Valley. The multiple references to diving and sailing, as well as the water motif on the expansion tile of the roadmap, all but confirm the water-themed DLC. More likely than not, this will be an underwater DLC, at least in part. This would allow the game to introduce characters that can only exist in an underwater environment. My guess is that this DLC will almost certainly feature Nemo, if not Dory and Marlin as well, but other strong contenders are King Triton, Sebastian, Flounder, Luca, Alberto, Milo, Kita, Captain Hook, and Mr. Shmee. That said, it's unlike Gameloft to do a DLC that is only one theme. Either they have truly listened to the feedback from Wish Blossom Ranch and decided to tie the DLC together more cohesively, or the underwater part of the DLC is only going to be one part of it. Which begs the question, if the underwater part of the game is paid DLC, can we truly expect to see all the characters that can only exist in an underwater biome? They've never added characters to a DLC after the fact, but they've also never introduced more than one character from a given franchise in a single DLC. So if the entire DLC is underwater, we can probably expect to see only one character from each water-themed franchise, which would be disappointing in my opinion. But apparently, we will learn more about this DLC and the 2 free updates at D23 in August, where Dreamlight Valley will have its own panel. Speaking of the free updates, you go Gameloft, give us nothing. Or did they? All we have to go off of is the 2 tiles on the roadmap. The September update is purple with bats all over it, and the December update is a teal-blue color with sparkles and lights. If we're going based on color alone, this gives us quite a few possible characters for September. The Evil Queen, Esmeralda, Madam Mim, Randall, Yzma, Meg, or Fear. I'm sure there are more purple characters, but these are the ones that feel the most likely to eventually come to the valley. But none of these have anything to do with bats. A character strongly associated with bats and Halloween, with strong ties to the valley already, is Oogie Boogie. But if I were going to assign him a color, it would be green, not purple. So who does that leave? Hocus Pocus? While all 3 Sanderson sisters might not be associated with the color purple, the new promotional images for Hocus Pocus 2 very clearly assign that color to Sarah Sanderson. Which begs the question, when does Hocus Pocus 2 premiere? September. Coincidence? Probably. But that makes the Evil Queen, Oogie Boogie, and Sarah Sanderson my top 3 possibilities for the September update. Who do you think is coming? As for the December update, my theories are just as wild and unfounded, but I shall share them anyway. The color of the curtain for this tile immediately screamed Merida to me, specifically the color of her dress. Other characters dressed in similar colors are her father, King Fergus, and her brothers, Hamish, Hubert, and Harris. And if they're all on the table, I'd say it's fair to throw Queen Eleanor into the mix as well. Do I have anything else besides the color to base this theory on? No, I do not. But that's all they gave us, so what else am I supposed to think? It could also have something to do with the fact that Merida is my favorite Disney princess, so I could be biased toward the franchise. But some other possibilities are the more obvious Hans from Frozen, which would make sense for a winter update. But there is also the specks of what could be snow, but that read to me more like starlight, and the only franchise associated with stars is Wish. I think it's inevitable that Asha will eventually make her way into the valley, but beyond that, a lot of the promotional art for Wish features a combo of this shade of teal blue and starlight, so it's a strong possibility. The last possibility I can think of is Raya. With the Pocahontas update, Raya is now the only official Disney princess not in the game, so she will be arriving at some point, it's just a matter of when. We already have her outfit in the game. Other than that fact, the only thing I have to base this theory on is this scene from the movie that features both the teal blue color and sparkles of light. Is that enough? I don't know, my brain hurts. Anyway, thank you for taking the time to watch my video. I hope you learned something new and found it at all helpful. Let me know in the comments your theories and speculations about the new content after the Wreck-It Ralph update. Do you think I'm onto something, or completely off base? That's all for this one. See you next time.